Sorry, I'm late. My wife had a doctor's appointment, so I was dropping my daughter off at daycare, which is always an interesting time because on Friday she said, "Hey, on Tuesday, your daughter eats a lot of cucumbers, so can you bring, in addition to all the fruit, can you bring a cucumber?" So we bought a cucumber and I brought it, and then she said, "Oh, this isn't the kind of cucumber that we're looking for. Here, let me show you." And then she took like 2 minutes and went to her fridge and brought out a cucumber that looked almost exactly the same and said, "This is the kind of cucumber we want." And I said, "Oh, okay." And then, so I took that home. I guess I'll be eating that cucumber. And then my daughter was crying a lot at the drop off, and she was like, "Did something happen this weekend?" I was like, "No, lady. My daughter just fucking loves me, bro. It's a sad story." She's like weeping and kissing me on the cheek, saying, "Goodbye, daddy. I love you, daddy. I'll see you this afternoon, daddy." It's nothing happened this weekend. It's just, she's just sad because there's 3 days of mommy daddy time, and now she's going back to daycare. She was like, "Are you sure nothing happened this weekend? Like, is she eating okay?" I'm like, "Lady, don't tell me you mistook it for a zucchini. It's a cucumber, bro." She must think that Kate and I are the dumbest people on the planet. Because like every time I pick, hello, I brought the cucumber to daycare, and she was like, "This isn't the kind of cucumber I want."
What?
And then she brought out another cucumber that looked like very slightly different, and she was like, "This is a cucumber I'm looking for. So take that one home."
Oh my god.
And I was like, "All right." I was
What's
just
the difference between a cucumber and another cucumber?
I was just telling chat like she must think that we're the stupidest people on the planet. Because she'll be like, "Hey, can you bring strawberries tomorrow?" And then the next day we bring strawberries, and then she like sits me down at pickup, and she's like, "I didn't want those strawberries. I wanted these strawberries. Do you know what a strawberry looks like?" And I'm like, "Lady, I know what a strawberry looks like." Come on.
Did you see your phone? I sent you a message.
Oh, I got home seconds ago. Oh!
Oh, she done did it.
Kate caught a Galarian Moltres. "Thank you for 150 raspberries. Opening Pokemon Go by 7%. Zzz. I don't want to brag, chat. It was an amazing Pokemon Go walk with my daughter yesterday. I am now at like 52 excellent throws out of 120. You ever think about how messed up it is that like when Pokemon Go came out, 8 idiots got shot with pellet guns walking through people's backyards trying to catch a Rattata. And now for the next decade, every time you boot up the app, you have to hit something that says "I consent," which is like, "I will not break any laws while I play this game. I am safe. Okay." Me being surrounded, it's a bunch of weather events with like police helmets on. They're like, "Come out, we've got you surrounded." One of them is a partly cloudy sign. One of them is sunny. One of them is a little bit of drizzle. One of them is like very small snowflakes. "Come out, we got you surrounded. I am safe. I am safe." Those of you who don't play Pokemon Go won't get it. Every time you boot up the app, I would say 80% of I live in one of the regions on Earth with the most mild weather, I would say. It rarely gets too hot. It rarely gets too cold. It does rain from time to time for sure. But apparently we're only the third rainiest city in Canada. Did you know that? Halifax is rainier and Abbotsford is rainier. It is in BC, yeah. Normally when Abbotsfordians are like, "I'm from Vancouver," I'm like, "Shut up. Why don't you go to the Save on Foods Memorial Center and watch a double A hockey team play. Don't compare yourself to us." But when I saw that Abbotsford was was rainier than Vancouver, I was like, "That's us." But either way, 80% of the time you boot up Pokemon Go, you have to click a button that says, "We are experiencing extreme weather in your area. Please say that you are safe." And I was like, "Okay, I'm safe. It's 22 degrees Celsius and partly cloudy. I'm wearing long pants, New Balance sneakers, and a hoodie. I'm safe." I think. What about that McDonald's you talk about? I'm not safe at that McDonald's, that's for sure. There's some places in Vancouver you're not safe.
Are you gonna tell the story when we went to the old neighborhood? I said that guy was doing tai
I was thinking about it. We were driving around Vancouver on Sunday, and there were parts like we were driving through our old neighborhood, and there was just a middle-aged man freaking the fuck out on the sidewalk. He was throwing his arms to the side and spinning around really fast, and then like clawing at his skull and screaming at the sky. And I said, like, man, you know, this is something I haven't missed. And then Kate said, what is it? And I said, look at this guy over here freaking out. And then Kate said, where? And I said, right there. And then she said, oh, maybe he's just doing Tai Chi. And I said, are you looking at him? Because this dude is not doing Tai Chi. He's wearing like winter clothes. It's 29 degrees Celsius. He's like in a playground freaking out. She was like, maybe he's doing Tai Chi. My wife always, she wants to see the best in people. This is my favorite screen. Well, I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew that this game saves data automatically. Do not turn off the game while the save icon is visible. Maybe they should take that advice themselves, considering like 80% of the time this game closes is because Unreal Engine 4 had an error and the whole thing catastrophically crashed. But anyway, I still like it, okay? I'm not trying to get banned from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre subreddit or anything. I told Point Crow on Twitter, it's game of the year so far. A lot of great games came out this year. Baldur's Gate, Zeldor, Tales of the Kingdom, Honkai Star Rail. My wife keeps telling me Honkai Star Rail is a Honkai Star Rail. She keeps telling me that's the game of the year. Every time she boots it up, I'm so I'm hit with a barrage of UX elements that I simply cannot fathom what is even going on. When she gets into the game, I get it. I get it when she gets into the game. She's tapping on enemies. She's doing 9,999 damage every time she presses the button. It's great. When she's in the menu, I'm like, what the heck is nature's virtue? What the heck is the benevolent maudlin? Like, what is this? Why do you keep putting your credit card number in? There's a lot of things about it confuse me. But, I mean, you don't want me to give my real opinion on Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Because people aren't ready for... Well, we go through the same shit every year. I'm not knocking Zelda, Starfield, Baldur's Gate, Armored Core, etc. But like at the end of the year, I'm always like, my favorite game is the game I enjoyed playing the most. And people are like, wrong, bitch. It's the most important game of the year. Really? You about Slay the Spire #1? Slay the Spire #1, followed by Tetris 99? It's God of War for PlayStation 4. It solidifies my opinion that games are art. That's fine if that's what you like. Me personally, I think I'm a weird gamer. I treat movies the way that gamers treat games, and I treat games the way gamers treat movies. Most of the time, if I'm choosing a movie to watch, I'm like, I want something that's going to make me feel. Most of the time when I'm choosing a game to play, I'm like, flashing lights will hypnotize, sparkle my own eyes, please. Whereas I feel like most gamers are like, I play important games. I'm on my 10th playthrough of Disco Elysium. And then for media, they're like, I'm on my 5th rewatch of the One Piece live action. And I'm like, didn't that come out 3 days ago? And they're like, yeah, I was busy. I saw the picture of Big Ed. I have no idea what the context was, but yes, he was completely naked in a swimming pool. And someone said he looks like exactly like a Goron from The Legend of Zelda, the Ocarina of Time. And he does. I don't think it's good to body shame people, but apparently he's not a good guy. So I'm gonna... I mean, maybe people are very ready for this take. Almost everybody on 90 Day Fiancé is a bad person. And I mean that with complete sincerity. Even the people who are otherwise, like, friendly on the show, you know, they're not outwardly insane or toxic. Hang on, I'm the best to ever do it. Even those people are kind of enormous assholes, in my opinion. Because, I mean, just to be honest, maybe you don't want to hear this take, maybe you do. Most of them are old men who are taking advantage of economic disparity on a global scale in order to marry a much younger woman. Like, you might say they're just lonely, and I'm sure that they are lonely, but they're not doing, like, you know, online dating in their own country to meet other, like, 50-year-old women that are the same age as them. They're always like, I'm gonna marry, like, some 19-year-old girl from Thailand or Brazil or Colombia or something like that. It wouldn't be too interesting the other way. Oh, I know, the show would suck if it was like, I'm old and I'm doing online dating with other old people. Dude, Cook's pants are like me when I have my period. Kate, what the hell is going on? She's going crazy. She's off the perk, man, in my chat. My chat can't handle that level of realness, okay? They still don't think that girls even poop. First sentence, oh that's sissy. First sentence on stream, me when I have my period. I was laughing, somebody tweeted me like, they were like, what are your thoughts on this image? And it was someone on Twitter losing their mind. They said, normal people find it disgusting to imagine any of their relatives having sex. It's called being a normal person, you fucking freak, or something like that. And they said, what are your thoughts on this? And I simply, I went to memegenerator.net and I searched Dr. Manhattan, the one where he points and Rorschach explodes. And all I put on Dr. Manhattan was, your parents have had sex at least once. How about period poops, though? I'm not grossed out by this, by the way. I think there is a double standard. Like, all I ever want is fairness. That's why I talk about the differences between men and women's bathrooms. But, like, men... If we get 8 dudes together, we play London or something like that. I guess we get 3 dudes together, we play London. We're like, how good does coming feel? If you have, coming, shitting, puking, burping, farting, coming, like it's just that over and over, and everyone's like, ah, ha, 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 ha. I feel like if there was a stream or a podcast of like 3 women on Twitch, and they're like, I masturbated, people would be like, what? I was pooping on the toilet the other day. They'd be like, excuse me? There's a double standard, man. You're a rare non-misogynist? That's what I'm saying. I beat the odds. I beat the allegations. You know that if men had periods, it would become like the #1 fodder for stand-up comedy ever, right? Some dude with Gregor Mendel's hairline would get up on stage and be like, so my period happened last week, and everyone in the audience would be like, oh, here we go. Here we go, dude. I love when he does the period bits. It's crazy that Gregor Mendel is your example of someone who has a bad hairline. I always think about it because I've told this story before, but in grade 11 or grade 12 biology, you know, we got the textbooks from the class that had them the year before, and next to Gregor Mendel's picture, there was a writing in ballpoint pen that said, receiving hairline much? So I will never forget what Gregor Mendel looks like. We have a level 40 Leatherface on our team. That guy loves killing. You gotta hand it to her. She married him for money. Wait. You gotta hand it to her. She married for love. She loves money. The situation roast of Donald Trump. The situation roast of Donald Trump. The situation bombs at Comedy Central's roast of Donald Trump. He failed to draw laughs when he referred to Trump as Donald Chump. He also insulted the other presenters, calling Larry King old and Lisa Lampanelli fat. Me when somebody hurts my feelings at a roast. We got to rehabilitate this situation. Thank you for the raid, by the way, Go Off Kings. We're talking about the 2011 roast of Donald Trump. Can you believe that the situation bombed? He got no laughs when he called him Donald Trump, and yet Saturday Night Live did exactly the same thing from 2016 to the present day, and people love it. And by people love it, I mean nobody talks about it ever, but it probably gets shared a lot on Facebook. I'm gonna make a sandwich called the Donald Trump. It's 2 slices of white bread, full of bologna and served in a real pickle. Let's do what is... Oh no, dude, it's dark outside. Whoa, baby. I ain't getting no sleep because of you. You ain't getting no sleep because of me. Didn't this situation go to prison for tax evasion? Are you saying takes one to know one? Like, is that the discourse here? He was also cellmates with the Fire Festival guy. Shouldn't they have to keep, like, celebrities apart from one another? Like, I feel like if there's 2 celebrities in prison, they shouldn't be able to share a cell. Why? I don't know. Because they can fucking... I don't know. It's not much of prison if you're in jail with a celebrity, right? Like, if it was me in prison and they're like, here's your cellmate, Matthew Broderick, I'd be like, oh shit, I should have done those crimes earlier. This is Ferris Bueller, bitch. By the way, I'm not trying to be mad at anybody by any stretch of the imagination. DL Guiga, Kip Casper, Cosmo Kramer, nobody saw fit to join me on any of my 4 Peloton rides this morning. Kind of fucked up, don't you think? It's a Tuesday after Labor Day, I get it. Like, people got shit to do. Maybe you got kids that need to go to school or something for the first time in a while, but like, it's a little lonely out there. No shot you do 4 90-minute rides? I don't do 4 90-minute rides. That's insanity. I did 4 30-minute rides. I mean, 4 90-minute rides is 6 hours. Like, that's... We're not there yet. I'm just saying. When I have colleagues on my ride, I feel like I'm in the Peloton with people. I'm at the Tour de France. And sometimes I'm playing the role of the équipe. What's the dude who tanks all the wind resistance so that Lance Armstrong can get all the glory at the end? And sometimes I'm Lance Armstrong. It depends who's on the ride. But I got no Corey on the ride anymore because he's recovering from post-COVID symptoms. I got no Apollo because as soon as you get a dog, apparently you can't ride a bicycle anymore. So I'm leaning on Chad here. I got no problems myself. I already pedaled through the abyss for like 14 months when I had 0 other friends on the platform. His bike broke. If Apollo's bike broke, I apologize. I don't think the dog ate it. It's made of steel. Do you need my help? I mean, you got to take the easy one where you can get it. Oh, I'm so sorry. Kill steal. He was going to lose the quick time event anyway. What kind of weapon is that? This is DLC. This is what's known as a Slim Jimmy. Boy, that sounds so much worse. I guess because it sounds like an extra small condom. Usually people buy the extra large, even though they don't need them, in my opinion. I buy them because the foil is gold. We are not the same. I haven't been eating that much sugar, but I'm definitely kind of on my sugar arc, man. I think it makes perfect sense, by the way, but ever since we went to Disney World, and I was like, you know what, I'm on vacation. I'm going to put sugar in my coffee. I was like, no wonder people do this every day. I mean, I'm not going to let myself... You okay? I'm not going to let myself do it every day because I'll fuck up my, like, pancreas forever. But, like, when I'm on vacation, a couple sugars in the coffee is, like... It tastes amazing. Honey Nut Cheerios taste amazing. I'm so glad that there was no Vector at the grocery store the last time I went, so I was forced to get Honey Nut Cheerios. You know, a family-sized box of Vector lasts like 5 bowls for me. And I'll admit, I'm eating some big bowls of cereal, okay? So I'm not saying that that's typical, but it's the damn truth for me. This box of Honey Nut Cheerios, I would say I've had 12 bowls of it at this point. And the Honey Nut Cheerios were cheaper. The box is the same size. My life pro tip here is if you've been eating flaked cereal, get a ring cereal, man. It just lasts longer somehow. Probably because inside of the ring is air, but Do you actually like okonomiyaki? I don't like it at all. I eat okonomiyaki like once every 3 or 4 years, and I'm like, I kind of enjoy it. I definitely don't love it, but I think it can be pretty tasty. But I would never like seek it out. Takoyaki, I'll seek it out on occasion. I enjoy a takoyaki from time to time. In my opinion, though, the best yaki, in my sincere opinion, is yakitori, which is the little skewers of meat that they cook over the hot charcoal coals. Problem is, I don't know if it's just like a Vancouver plus Japan thing. The shit is too expensive. You go to Zakushi in Vancouver and you're like, wow, this is delicious. Then you realize every skewer is like $4.50, and you leave and it's like $100 for 2 people to eat, and it's still you're hungry at the end of it because all you ate was protein and maybe like a bowl of rice. Hello, Yakitori's chicken. You know what is the genre of meats on sticks cooked over an open flame in Japan? Yakiniku is like Korean barbecue style. Kushikatsu? I thought kushikatsu was the deep fried ones. I thought it was the little deep fried skewers. I thought yakitori was honestly a pretty good description. Yakitori's correct. Sorry, Fluffy D. Luffy. Looks like I know more about Japan than you. Yakitori is correct. It's a blanket term. Me, when NL knows more about Japan than me, despite the fact that I've seen every episode of My Hero Academia 25 times. No! My bad, I've only been there. I'm not swapping to Leatherface. Swap to Leatherface, man. I'm just keeping it $150 with y'all. My Leatherface game week for real. But I can switch if it'll make everyone happy, ... Yes, man. Whoops. Take one for the team. You know what? It's a good point. I'm going to check outside real quick, then I'm going to check second floor. Or as they call it in America, third floor. Basement, first floor, second floor. What's the country that is insane? And they call the floor you walk into the building is the ground floor, and then the floor above that is second floor, Pippin. Which country is that? Because that's madness to me. All of Europe does that. That's crazy. The idea that you walk up a flight of stairs and then you're on the ground floor is, that's outrageous to me personally, but you do you. Not true, Germany doesn't do that. Big ups to Germany? What do you mean he's baiting? I'm not baiting. You walk into a building, that's floor 1. Floor 2 is the floor just above that. If you want to do it differently, like that's your prerogative, but I think that's crazy. That's how America does it? Then I got no problems insulting America. America's lost their mind too. You walk into a building, that's the ground floor, also known as the first floor. If you want to call G1, that's A-okay with me. I agree with you. Is he gaslighting us? What are you talking about? I guess, to put it in the simplest way possible, I don't think there should be, if there's a floor 1, there should not be a G. And if there's a G, there should not be a floor 1. Whatever you want to call it is fine. You should not be able to progress from G to 1. Who calls the basement floor 1? Is this like a trivia question? Ed McMillan? What's B then? B is the first level below the ground floor. Oh, I should have thrusted, bro. Me when I'm going over game film of me having sex. Course, thrust, what was I thinking? Don't even get me started on like lobby, mezzanine, etc., etc. Somebody has jumped out the frickin' window here. Foyer. Sometimes you ever get in an elevator and it's got like a G, a 1, an L, an M, and an ML. You're like, what the fuck am I doing? When you get in an elevator and it's the buttons don't have any numbers, it's just letters. You're like, what the fuck? When did it all get so complicated, man? Can I cook? It's my last day on Earth to live. I'd rather play Leatherface than swap to the Hitchhiker, honestly. Thank you. I added you to my will. I gotta be real careful now because it would be so fucked up if I died today. So true, but it would be a great bit. I mean, I think I would find it funny. It would be tragic and funny at the same time. I hope I live for like another 45 years, you know. I was going to say plus or minus, but really, hopefully plus. But if I gotta go, then at least it would be funny. Julie said, what? ... Average PlayStation player. Be like... PlayStation players when they see an obvious joke. I saw Jericho tweet like, wouldn't it be funny if this was the reason that Messi really came to Inter Miami and it was him advertising the Messi burger at the Hard Rock Cafe? And then someone replied and they were like, I'm pretty sure that's not why he came. I'm pretty sure it's because he got a cut of the Apple TV rights. And then Jericho replied like, no, I'm pretty sure it's the Messi burger and fries at the Hard Rock Cafe. And they said, now I really don't know if you're trolling. Praise the ancestors. So true. You gonna watch Good Burger too? Probably not. I think they gotta stop making that shit. Blade Runner was like the only one that worked, right? Took 20 years off from Blade Runner. 30 years off from Blade Runner, made another one. I was like, no way this is going to be good. One of the best movies of the decade, for sure. You hit gold once, stop. Stop doing it. Okay, Twin Peaks Season 3, I'll give you that one. Mad Max, okay. But it's not going to be fucking Good Burger, okay? I guess that's my point more than anything else. Good Burger 1 wasn't even good. Lost in Translation 2. If Sofia Coppola ever makes a Lost in Translation 2, she's officially dead to me. Bob has divorced his wife and is looking up Scarlett Johansson, now living alone with the kid from her previous marriage in small town Minnesota. Oh, fucking... That's like, okay, so these are kids' movies, and I want that to be known in advance. But I did see the news item that supposedly Toy Story 5... is going to reintroduce Andy as like a dad of young children. Andy's family is going to play a central role in, and you're just like, let it go, man. Like, okay, every fucking media franchise is like, guess what? This is the farewell of Luke Skywalker. This is the end of Luke Skywalker's 50-year arc. And then they make one movie with no Luke Skywalker, and they're like, guess what? It's never gonna end. Luke's back and in Pog form. I'm a big defender of Toy Story 4. I think that it ruins the overall arc of the first 3 Toy Story movies, but it doesn't matter because it ain't that serious. It's still a pretty good movie, and you know, it's mostly just so kids can have another opportunity to see their favorite toys. But if they do Toy Story 5 and fucking the emotional moment where Andy... Because the point of the movie is that Andy, he's not going to be a kid forever. He's got to give up the toys eventually. And it's about, you know, it's a metaphor for like people as they age and change and stuff like that. And they're just like, no, he's back now. You know that emotional moment where you're crying because he gives the toys to Bonnie and it's like, oh, the cycle continues? No, it didn't matter. You just had to wait for him to graduate from college. Now he's back. He's back. He's going to be with Woody forever. But maybe, I don't know, Pixar, they got some talented writers. They'll probably like make me cry regardless if I had to guess. Making NL cry is actually easier than avoiding his leather face. Sad but true. Let's go, team. Good job. Team effort there. Which ear is best? I'm sorry to say that I have reached an age, and I'm like, I take no pleasure in this, by the way. I have reached an age where I do have a good ear. One of my ears is a lot better than the other one. Maybe it's due to wax buildup, maybe it's due to sleeping with one earbud in. That would definitely make a lot of sense. Thoughts on using those earwax cleaners to clean the wax out of your ears? You mean like the water pick? I feel like we as a society have a weird relationship with earwax. You obviously are not supposed to use Q-tips. That's a given. I feel like whenever you talk about removing earwax, if you Google like how do I get rid of my earwax, the internet is like, you never remove earwax. Earwax is good for you. Yeah, but I'm like, I feel like I have too much, man. I got too much. Every time I dunk my head underwater in a swimming pool, I get water trapped behind earwax, and I get swimmer's ear. It's extremely annoying. I think it's also impacting my hearing a little bit. So I feel like there's got to be a healthy way to clean out earwax. I don't know what it is, but my shit be like, it's waxy as hell, man. You can get it professionally removed at a clinic. If they pull out a Q-tip, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. My mom just had all the wax in her ears removed, but she says everything's too loud now. Is there a way to just get some of the wax removed? Doctor, could you take out like when you go to the barber, you're like, hey, can you just give me like a number 2? You gotta be careful asking for that. I know that this doesn't make sense. Really? As a bald person, it seems insane for a bald person to go to a barber shop and get a shave. Like, your hair grows back so fast, man. You really think I'm gonna pay $30 to have you shave my head, and then like 2 days later, I'm gonna be like, it's all done? I got hair again? It's gotta be like the lowest value. I mean, if you get like a spa treatment or something, I get it, but they gotta hook you. You know what they should do? They should sell like a gold membership to the barber shop that is like unlimited head shaves. But then it should be like $100 a month. Now, I probably would not pay for it, but that's the only way I'm gonna do it, is if I got 15 minutes, I could just walk into the barber shop and be like, hey, shave me. But if they make me sit in the chair, I'm not sitting in the chair reading a magazine from the 1980s, okay? $100 a year? Honestly, no disrespect. Some of you need to live in the real world. I know that you're like Matchbox 20. I wish the real world would stop hassling me, but $100 a year is not, no barbershop they're going out of business, man. Question marks? I mean, $100 a year is too fucking low, man. They could be shaving your head like once a week. It's like $1.80 a shave or something like that. That's out of control. Can we go back to you not remembering which ear hears better? Well, when I have like a headphone like this on, I just hear sound. Like it gets processed into a single channel in my brain, okay? But if I have an earbud in my left ear and then I'm like, oh, I want to roll over in bed, so I put it in my right ear, I'm always like, oh, that one ear is like strong, because then like it feels like the volume is way lower in the other one, but I can't remember which one is which until I actually do it. Okay, $100 a month might be too much for the unlimited head shaving, okay? But the thing is, it's a fictional product here, or fictional service, I should say. Let's not get lost in the weeds. Dark and Darker, I said it in Shibley's chat, and I stand by it. I think it must be the worst game that I actually think is fun. I don't know if there's any other game that is as bad as Dark and Darker while also being fun to play. What do you mean by that? Well, like, there's really only 2 ways that I see Dark and Darker gameplay, and 2 ways that I've played it myself. One is you go in by yourself, and there's a skeleton, and you hit the skeleton once, back up 2 steps, hit the skeleton again, bounce back 2 steps, hit the skeleton again. I watched Shibley fight a worm like that for like, it must have been like 12 or 13 minutes. You hit the worm, you move to the west, you hit the worm, you move to the north. You hit the worm, you move to the east. You hit the worm, you move to the south. Just over and over and over again. The other way that I've seen it played is going cloaked on a rafter and then sitting there for 10 to 30 minutes just waiting for somebody to walk by. And then that is fun because at the end of it, you usually obliterate them with some kind of spell or thrown projectile. But it's fun because I'm watching Justin do it. But for me, myself, I'm like, it doesn't really motivate me to do it. PvE in a lot of games ain't much. Yeah, but like Armored Core 6, you're like... One repair kit remaining. And then in Dark and Darker, you're like... That being said, I still think the game is fun. It's just so close to that border between fun and boring that any barrier to entry is like too much. It's like when people make like a New Year's resolution to get fit and then they sleep in like for 15 minutes on the first day and they're like, fuck it, I'll just run it back next year. 2023 is not my year. Let's try 2024. I will say, I think I agree with you that Armored Core is a little too much for me. The thumbnail curse strikes again? Nope. I'm definitely going to beat Armored Core 6. I think I played it like the last 3 streams. We all saw the Dunkey review? No, we didn't. Some of us were at the playground. You don't want me to beat it. They got up. Help. Sorry. Dunkey is Reddit personified? You gotta understand, as a Redditor and a YouTuber, I have to go to bat for Dunkey. Because, like, I have seen, I think, approximately 0 of his videos. But every single time I hear about his opinion, it's always on Twitter. And it's like, can you believe Dunkey said that 2D Sonic is washed? And I'm like, he's literally, like, just one man. Like, he's allowed to say, he's even allowed to say, like, wrong things from time to time. Especially when they're about video games, of all things. Okay, you're in for a world of hurt. He wouldn't say that? He hates 3D Sonic? Yeah, but if he said it, people would take issue with it, right? I'm just saying, I hate the idea that, well, I get annoyed by the idea that, like, one streamer or YouTuber says something, and then all of a sudden it's like, did you see how wrong this person was? I'm like, yeah, we're all dumb. And I don't mean just streamers, because I know you're probably like me too. I mean you as well are stupid. It's just not as on display. I have probably like thousands of indefensible, god-awful opinions, quite frankly. They're not about like problematic stuff, I think. I'm just telling you, you know, for the I'm probably right like 55% of the time, and I'm wrong 45% of the time. Thousands? Yeah, because there's like millions of things in the world. Jalapeno peppers, you know, unions, Starbucks. How often is your wife right? It's every day, bro. Hassan, oh, I saw someone. Hassan saw your socks sex clip and he's calling you goated. See, this is the other side of it, though, is I need the memento mori. I need somebody in my ear saying, hey, nothing you say is ever as stupid as it seems, and nothing you say is ever as smart as it seems. Because, like, the socks sex thing, to me, is just, like, it's just common sense. I don't understand why someone would keep their socks on and take all of their clothes off during an intimate moment. Shoes, sure. Thigh highs, high heels, nylons, pantyhose, sure. But men? Male socks? Hanes? Really? I don't know. I just don't see it personally. It's probably something to do with not allowing themselves to feel vulnerable. I don't think so. I think that it's more like, you know, you're like, I gotta take off as much clothing as possible, and I definitely need to take off my underwear, and I should probably take off my shirt. But if I take off my socks, maybe my partner will decide that they're not in the mood anymore, so I gotta add it to the list of things that can give women the ick. I'm trying not to get the ick just driving in my car with my family, because my kid is always like, play Ghostbusters. So I go, okay, hey Spotify, play Ghostbusters. And she always wants me to sing along. It's hard not to give your partner the ick when you're singing Ghostbusters. It might be the most bat chest song of all time. It even has like a shoutable sing-along pantomime, right? Like, try seeming cool when you're going, if there's something strange in your neighborhood, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. If there's something weird and it don't look good, who you gonna call? And then for the next like 90 minutes, or 90 seconds, sorry, you're like, I ain't afraid of no ghost. I ain't afraid of no ghost. There's something weird running through your head. Who you gonna call? And then he starts throwing in ad-libs. He goes, ooh! Who you gonna call? An invisible man sleeping in your bed. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. I'm a noted Ghostbusters hater, though. Not the 1985 film. Obviously, that and Back to the Future are my favorite movie ever made, because I'm every Gen X poster on Twitter. The song, I think, is very bad, though. Bustin' is a much better song, in my opinion. Bustin' has, like, it's got some more merit. Bustin', bustin' makes me feel good, feel good, feel good. Like, I don't think it's just that it's funnier than Ghostbusters is good. I think it's better than Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters could be the superior song if it were not inexplicably 4 minutes and 23 seconds long, even though there's like 8 words in the whole fucking thing. What happened to channel points betting? It's been gone for 9 months. /user. Let's just investigate this. Pimp Pizzle. 2 timeouts. Only Nightbot and Moobot. Recognize the name. Been around for a long time. Here in September. Here in August 31st. August 21st. July 26th. May. You were gone for like 2 months. Then you were here in March. You were here for a little bit. In January, you referenced Tropic Thunder saying the fatties fart too, which I think is hilarious. And then I gotta say, you've left like 10 messages in chat total in the last 10 months. And then there is a period here where you said, oh baby, even more millions to add to the pile, plus 1.6 million on that last bet. I'm a doubter today, 1.5 million, baby. Another big payout for me, plus 1.4 million. Let's go, doubters. Doubters win again. Rise up, doubters. Oh, man. It really was. We turned off channel points betting, and you went away for like 8 months. You did not misrepresent your experience. Cherried Color Funk or Heaven or Las Vegas. I'm a Heaven or Las Vegas guy, but Cherry Colored Funk is really good. I also love the Wolf in the Breast, or maybe it's just Wolf in the Breast. Me singing Cocteau Twins in my car, got no idea what the fuck she's saying. Lick-a-da-ding, a smick-a-dee-dee, ga-da-da-dong-ge-dong-ge-dong, sing a dongy-dong. My baby's crying, my babe, a-lena lick-a-dee-dom. I remember I schmooved you wang, especially wangoo. Sorry. Long gone were the days that she blood me. Are you having a stroke? No, man, I'm singing Wolf in the Breast from Heaven or Las Vegas. Living in a skeeby street, I want to love a bubblegum Gumby. Could be Heaven or Las Vegas, be riding down the street next to me. Something like that. I like doing the ad-libs too. I'll say soul. Heaven or Las Vegas, or I'm gonna riding down the street next to me. These words are like 50% accurate, not bad. I mean, I'll be listening to the songs. I'm not a poser. This isn't like, someone on Letterboxd telling you their favorite movie is Tokyo Story, when actually, if you were to put them in an MRI machine, they fucking love like The Amazing Spider-Man 2 more than anything else, right? You hook them up to the damn lie detector test, they're gonna be like, oh, my favorite movie? It's Federico Fellini's 8.5. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, fine, you got me. It's fucking, I'm just trying to come up with something that wouldn't offend people. was going to say Sing Street, and then I was like, but people will say Sing Street's like actually pretty good though. And I'll be like, yeah, but it's not as fucking good as The Godfather Part 2. And they'll be like, you haven't seen that. And I'll be like, be that as it may. Ocean's 11? Okay, Ocean's 11 is like a good movie though. Can I say something? And I don't mean this to be snobby. I have previously said I'm a little old to be getting into arguments, you know, what's your favorite movie, what's your favorite album, etc., etc. But as time goes on, I do think I'm reevaluating this position. I think they are actually opportunities to find common ground. And here's what I mean by that. You might say your favorite movie is, I'm not passing judgment. If you say that your favorite movie is Synecdoche, New York, okay? Then I know what you value. You know, you're looking for an emotional experience. You're looking for something that moves you, okay? Even if I disagree and I think the movie's a little pretentious and it's not Charlie Kaufman's best because his pretentiousness is not mitigated by the sensible filmmaking stylings of someone like a Spike Jonze or something like that, like I at least understand where you're coming from. I think we have some common ground here. But then if someone was like, oh, my favorite movie is like Spider-Man 1, I would be like, okay, listen, I don't think it's a bad movie. In fact, if I'm being honest with you, shit might be better than Schenectady, New York, in my opinion. But I can tell you, I don't think we're not gonna be having too many more conversations about movies. Let's put it that way, because we're not, in my opinion, looking to get the same thing out of the medium. For example, I also feel like if you ask someone what their favorite album is, and they say something like, oh, my favorite album is In Rainbows by Radiohead. My favorite album is Heaven or Las Vegas. My favorite album is Remain in Light. Then you're like, okay, I know what you're looking to get out of music. And we can build a conversation there. If you're like, oh, my favorite like album, I don't really do albums, but I would guess I would have to say like Ed Sheeran's latest. Then I would be like, okay, and I know like I'm not letting you have the aux cord when I'm in control of the barbecue, okay? You're looking for exclusively entertainment, and that's completely fine. I'm looking for a surrogate of real human emotion in lieu of finding the real thing myself. You can enjoy both, don't get me wrong. But like, my values tell me that your favorite album / favorite movie / favorite book should be something that move you emotionally. And if you're like, this is the album that I think has the catchiest songs, ain't nothing wrong with that. But I would say it shows me our differences, and it shows me our similarities. Well, I also think it's, you know, to everybody, you gotta tailor it to your audience, you know? Like if I picked up my kid from daycare and then another kid was like, what's your favorite movie? I'd probably be like, Spider-Man 2, bro. But if like another adult was like, that I'm friends with was like, what's your favorite movie? I don't know. My ass would be like, that's a complicated question. Used to say Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, but having watched both in recent years, I actually feel like, to be honest with you, that's a recalled answer rather than an answer I'm coming to via analysis. If anything, I don't even think Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is my favorite Charlie Kaufman movie these days. Quite frankly, I think that Adaptation is just a better film overall, anchored by an incredible 2 performances from Nicolas Cage. She calls me Charlie because I make her Kaufman. That's a good line, because you're like her weed dealer, because you live in a state where it hasn't been legalized yet, which I don't think is based. I think they should legalize that worldwide. I don't know, worldwide, I don't know if I'm qualified for that, but in America at least. You old fucking shrivs who blocked its legalization, you're banished from the land. Will lead us to kings, will lead us to kings. You know I'm no fan of Elon, by the way, but I do have to say, I still feel like he was kind of cooking when he tweeted Newt sake teabag. It's like a broken watch is right twice a day. Bro was not cooking. I don't think it's funny. I simply think that it's hilarious. I know it sounds similar, but I get what you mean. It's funny that he thinks that it's funny. I mean, I don't even follow Elon on Twitter, but he has like some of the if you take it in aggregate, it's probably the most insane Twitter feed of all time. Because literally like 10 times a day, he'll tweet like something horrific about politics, and then he'll tweet like, hey, we safely brought down 19 astronauts with the Dragon rocket today. And then the next tweet is like, this is amazing, joy emoji, and it's like a 3D rendered X on fire or something like that. And you're like, what is this guy? He's experiencing like the entire spectrum of human emotion every single day. Like it's unbelievable. It's so funny that he keeps posting the 3D rendered X logos like a YouTuber, man, who just bought some, like an intro on Fiverr or something like that. It gets me every time. Check it out. And then it's like, oh, this X is blue. It's got blue flames coming off that. That's pretty slick. It's a $44 billion company, by the way. I feel like both other killers went AFK. So, like, I don't know what I should do. I feel like they're going to try to get to the... Here's my prediction. They're going to try to get to the basement exit. They're going to open it up. They're going to run here. I'm going to hit them twice, and then I'm going to let them escape because I can't... I don't think I can really stop them, honestly. The last guy is Leland. He is simply going to bowl me over and then walk away. And now, the deli made my sandwich with pickles, even though I clearly said no pickles. On a scale of millennial to boomer, what would I be if I brought the sandwich back? Well, you would be a boomer, but that's not necessarily wrong. Millennial would simply eat the sandwich because we have to work 2 jobs because we went through 17 global recessions, etc., etc. Gen X would be like, I eat the sandwich gratefully because when I got off from school, I had my own house key. So all I did was eat Oreos until my mom came home from work at 9 p.m. We're the forgotten generation, by the way. And then the silent generation would probably be like, what's a sandwich? Or they would be like, my favorite sandwich is egg salad. I'm trying to think of, are there other generations? I don't know what Gen Z would do. I feel Gen Z is tough because some of them are 25 and some of them are like 10. So it's you know, it's hard to find like a one-size-fits-all stereotype. Either way, I mean, I think it depends. If I was like, I mean, I don't know where to go with this one, okay? I think that because I never want to send something back, I just learned to like almost all food, man. I know, I'm not saying this is the way that it should be. I'm simply saying I think this is the way I did it. Is basically like if I wanted a sandwich, but there was one thing on it that I didn't like, I would order something else. I would keep going until I found something that I appreciated. It's extraordinarily rare for me to make a request like that at a restaurant. That's bizarre. I think neither are bizarre. I know. I want to defend myself and say I don't think it's bizarre to eat the food that is listed as such on the menu without being like, take this one thing off. I also think if you know you don't like pickles, you could just be like, don't give me pickles. I don't think it's an insane request, but I'd be like, in my head, I would be like, I'm just going to order something without pickles on it then. I definitely would not take it back, though. That's just not happening. I mean, what do you want me to do with this guy, right? He's trolling us. He's punching me in the nutsack. He's gonna right-click on me next. There's nothing I can do, man. We're trapped in here together. He's going back down the damn ladder. Like I hate to do it. I think I got to abandon, man. Like with just me, I can't kill him. He's got too many tools to stop me, but he's not choosing to leave. I'm being griefed right now. There's a Leatherface too, though. I can't believe he's got more points than me, man. I was about to insult. I haven't seen him all game. Oh! Yes, 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 yes. I think you can absolutely send I guess this is my conclusion. You can absolutely send a food item back. Well, you can send it back for any purpose. It's just how much you're going to get judged for it. I'm not going to judge you if you send back a food item that has something on it that you specifically requested was not on it. That's 100%. If it's not, well, let me give you like my limit here, okay? If I ordered something and you brought out something else, would I send it back? God is my witness. That depends how good the thing looked. It's happened before, and there have been times where they've been like, and the chopped salad for you, sir, and I've been like, this thing looks fucking good, dude. I'm just gonna eat this instead. If I was at a nice steakhouse, I ordered a steak medium rare, and it came out well done, would I send it back? Probably not, but I would never go there again without a doubt. Medium rare? I don't think you're beyond the pale to send it back in that case, by the way. I'm just saying, me personally, I would say I'm cutting my losses. I'm eating the steak, cutting my losses, and then never going to this business again and telling everybody that I know to never go to this business again as well. Now, if the food just tasted bad, as far as I'm concerned, you can't send it back. A, whatever they give me to replace it is probably going to taste just as bad if this tasted bad. And B, it's on me for ordering something bad off the menu. I got beaten by the menu. Skill-based matchmaking, baby. What's your restaurant, Elo? My restaurant, Elo, is fucking huge. And you're going to say debate. But I am very rarely the guy who looks at a menu and goes, what's jicama again? I am almost always the guy that goes like, oh, it's, yep, here we go again. It's kind of like it's a little bit like a radish. It's commonly used in Mexican cuisine. It tastes a little bit like an Asian pear. And they go, oh, okay. And then every single time without fail, server comes back. They go, what do you have? The person that I was talking to goes, fucking chicken fingers and fries. God damn it. Okay, I got bodied. I got bodied by Leland. Yes! Nutsack, teabag, nutsack, teabag. I can't crouch. Descriptive video, eating sounds. I'm not even trying to make this sound juicy. Is that a mango? Nah, it's a golden kiwi, bro. Just finished a white peach. Fruit goes crazy this summer. I just had a white nectarine myself as well. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. You eat the skin on the golden kiwi? I do. I do. It's not even, it's not fuzzy like the skin of a regular kiwi. You should just eat the skin on the golden kiwi because you will buy more kiwis. I went like 15 years never buying kiwis because I was like, I don't want to peel it or have to cut it and then use a spoon to scoop it out. The golden kiwi, no fuzz, just eat it, brother. If you're eating the skin on a peach, but you're not eating the skin on the golden kiwi, you've lost your damn mind. Yummy. Yes, sir. Take cover, I'm in first. It's a blue shell. Oh no, it's Bowser. Grrr. Toad, is it a hat? Is it his head? Ice cream's so good, thank you. Sasha, Alia, go to bed. Good squeaks. Thank you. I do be watching the stream time to time. Koopas! Oh no, Goombas! A flower for me? The situation bombs at comedy roast of Donald Trump. He failed to draw laughs when he referred to Trump as Donald Chump. Us Magazine also reports he called Marlee Matlin ugly, Larry King old, and Lisa Lampanelli fat. It's so funny that you can get booed off the stage for being too rude during a roast. The situation must have felt fucked up after that. Jeff Ross gets on stage every time and is like, Hey, you old bag, your pussy looks like my grandpa's wallet. And everyone's like, oh my God, you can't say that. And then the situation gets up and says, hey, Donald Trump. And everyone's like, boo, boo. That's me. You can't call Larry King old at a roast. It's not funny. It's pretty funny. Larry King was old as fuck. It's funny because it's true. His ass was like one of the oldest people on planet Earth. Did you know there's nobody alive on Earth that was born in the 1800s anymore? It makes me feel old because I'm like, when I was born, there were probably like 50 million people on the planet that were born in the 1800s. There might even have been a lot more than that. There might have been like 400 million people that were born in like the 1890s that were still alive, which is crazy to think about. Just chatting. 400 million? No way. I mean, when I was born, there were probably like 5 billion people on Earth. I was born in 1988. So what percentage of the population was like 88 or older? You're right. It's probably less than 10%. It's probably like 2%. But still, that's like 100 million people. They saw some shit too. Horses to computers. That's what I've been trying to think about. I know a lot of people have come to terms with this. You have to understand, as a millennial, I was still raised with the idea that it is a fundamental human truth that society gets better and progress is made every generation. That's how it felt if you were 12 during the Clinton administration, okay? You're just like, of course society gets better. Grandpa had to fight in the war. His son worked in an office, and my ass is going to outer space, okay? But as I get older, and I'm not sure that the collapse is happening, but maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But just statistically speaking, some generation is going to get fucked, man. Sorry. It's going to, eventually there's going to be like we went from horses to computers in 100 years. My ass is living in the computer world. I might die in a horse world. I don't know. Or my kid might be living in the horse world or something like that. I hope not. I hope that it's like several generations down the line. So it's even like my kid that's me, right? Like it's the most precious thing in the world to me. My grandkids, I imagine they'll be like 50% less precious. But like their grandkids, fuck them. Keep kicking the can down the road. I would love it if we didn't go back to horses, okay? I would love it if we went from horses to cars to spaceships to faster than light travel. But if we have to go back to the Dark Ages at some point, I hope that it's so many generations down the line that I don't even feel like I'm their ancestor, okay? Those kids are strangers to me. You'll be dead? Hopefully. I'm not saying we shouldn't try to fix the world. I'm just saying, like, you know, if there's a solar flare that's going to happen, hopefully it's in like 170 years. They call them adults. They're anything but. Is this screen region? Okay, this is called Movie Grid, by the way, and it's going to look kind of horrendous for a second, but just work with it, okay? This was requested by the developers for me to play, and it's an immaculate grid style movie game that I wanted to try out. It's exactly the same as Immaculate Grid, okay? You just have to find the intersection between these things. For example, Christian Bale, Amy Adams. Guess a movie? How about American Hustle by David O. Russell? 61% said yes. Christian Bale released 2005 to 2015. I'll tell you what, give me the Dark Knight. Give me the Dark Knight Rises. On that one, we'll take that one. Christian Bale, genre drama. Tears of the Sun. Wrong. Okay? That hurts. Knight of Cups. That's not Tears of the Sun is not a drama. Knight of Cups, 0.6%. Terrace Malick, I've never seen it, but whatever. And then Jeremy Renner, genre drama. I guess you wouldn't call the Bourne film a drama. I've only seen this dude in, no, The Hurt Locker. The Hurt Locker. Developers, if you're watching, I'm having a great time. Can I issue just a little bit of jQuery? When you click on a box to type, it should auto put your cursor into the text box so you can start typing instead of you having to click into the box. Just a little jQuery there would go hard. It should auto focus this text box right here. This field, I should say. Okay. I love that for us. Meryl Streep 05 to 15. Can I get Mamma Mia? Here we go again. Meryl Streep drama. Give me a Kramer v. Kramer. The most popular correct guesses. Okay, we got 7 out of 9 today. Oh, Mamma Mia. I thought Mamma Mia 1 came out in like 2007, bro. Okay, The Machinist. Am I an insane person to think that 10 times more people are familiar with The Machinist because of the fact that Christian Bale lost a ton of weight for it? Like, I feel like 900 people total have seen this movie, and 50% of people on Earth are familiar with it. Because there's no way The Machinist should, well, I mean, okay, it's probably beaten Knight of Cups, but whatever. Fair enough. Arrival, Avengers, Wind River, also Amy Adams. Julie and Julia, I just forgot about, quite frankly, and we got a couple wrong. But Mamma Mia, Sophie's Choice. I'm a Kramer versus Kramer man myself. And then somebody else linked me to another doll that was exactly the same. So we're going to play that one too. This one actually has pictures too. This is why they say competition is good for the consumer, okay? Jason Segel, Cameron Diaz, sex tape. Yeah! I'll just be honest with you. Cameron Diaz animated is a gimme. You go Shrek Forever After on that one. Jack Black animated. Kung Fu Panda. I know that. I haven't seen it, but I know it. What did I miss? Gulliver's Travels. Jack Black and Jason Segel. Sausage Party, of course. You can't make the food fuck. Sausage Party's not good. Yeah, I haven't seen it. I heard it was not good. But I really like Seth Rogen. I feel like he gets unfairly shat on. I get that a lot of his movies are about weed, and I get that his laugh goes, but I think he's like, most of his movies are really funny. Some of them are not. The Interview is not a good movie. But like the rest of his movies are largely pretty funny. Knocked Up, great movie. 40-Year-Old Virgin, great movie. 50-50, great movie. This Is the End, this is a good movie. Superbad, it's a certified hood classic. Pineapple Express, pretty good movie. American Pickle, it does have Tim Robinson in it, but I don't think it's that good, but... Hey, L, do you like matcha? Shut the fuck up. Matching your nuts up with my forehead or something. Matcha, how about you match your lips around my you-know-what, you piece of crap. You think I'm going to fall for that shit again? You like cold brew? Yeah, I love cold brew. Oh, cold you brew up some juice to put on my nuts that you can suck off? You fucking asshole, dickhead. Bad man. Get back here. Get back here. Can't answer it. Just can't have a conversation these days. Everyone's always telling me to suck on their nuts. You ever eaten that suck on my? I haven't. I haven't ever eaten that suck on my. What's good there? I don't know. I've never been either. What are you talking about? What is this? Motherfucker said the flambe is to die for, but they spelled it F-L-O-M-B-A-Y. I can't fucking do this job anymore, man. I'm losing my mind. Oh, man. The little bro doesn't even know the Unicode character for an Exante goo. Okay. Passengers. Well, it's a caricature of myself because we're about to get sidetracked. The movie Passengers is the one where Chris Pratt wakes up Jennifer Lawrence. He wakes up on the spaceship that's traveling to a new colony, and he says, "What the fuck? I can't be lonely." So he finds the hottest other pedestrian, wakes them up, and then is like, "Oh, something happened. I don't know. Let's get married." Anyway, it's slightly more complicated than that, but not by much. We were talking about it before, like my wife and I. She was like, "What would you do in that situation?" And you're like, you got the answer in your head of what you would do, but then you've also got like, what does she want me to do? Like, does she want me to let her sleep so that she can go to the colony and like live a life? Or does she want me to say that I would wake her up because I wouldn't be able to handle like life on the spaceship? I would be so lonely, right? Well, I forget what the answer was to begin with. But now we talked about it yesterday because of the fact that we have a kid now. And she was like, what if all three of us were on the ship? What would you do? And I was like, well, honestly, I think I would just eat it, and then you guys could like go to the planet together. I think the right thing for me to do is just like be alone on the ship for the rest of my life. And she was like, yeah, it's probably good. But then I was thinking she'd probably be like, oh, why is all the good food gone? Oh, he really drank all the alcohol? I mean, I get that he was suffering like a fate worse than death simultaneously, but he could have left us with like a little bit of alcohol for the rest. He really ate like all the best meals. He only left us with like the gluten-free Castaway. Really? He left us with the garbage? And then Kate said, well, what you could do is like if our daughter woke up too, you could take care of her until she was like the age that I was when I was frozen, and then you could wake me up. And I was like, that doesn't seem right, because then I'm gonna take care of my kid for 28 fucking years on this spaceship, and then I'm gonna wake your ass up, and I'm gonna be old as dirt. You're not gonna want anything to do with me. I'm gonna wake you up and be like, there's going to be no period where you get to ease into it, too. I'm going to wake you up and be like, it's your turn. Dun, 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 dun. Wake up. It's your turn. And then you're going to be like, what's going on? And I'll explain it. And then you're going to be like, okay, bye. Thank you. Bye. Go die now. Thank you. Oh, my God. Thank you. Ooh, you're old. Bye. Bye. Bye, old ass. That's them hitting the airlock. I'm going. I don't know. You'd age gracefully? Not with the amount of alcohol I'd be drinking on the passenger ship if I'm the only person awake, man. What else am I going to do? So you can only run on the running track for so long. Go swimming in the pool at 0G. You got to talk to the robot bartender at least. And he's not going to talk to you unless you buy a drink. Anyway, sorry. Movie to movie. I'm fucked, guys. I'm fucked. You are Raven Simone. Now, The Prestige is Christian Bale, Hugh Jackman, and Christian Bale. It's Rebecca Ferguson and Scarlett Johansson and Michael Caine and David Bowie. Okay. So we go, I know where I must go. Raven Simone to comedy to Zoolander to David Bowie. That's my connection. Now I'm going to assume at some point in here, listen, I bet we could get Chris Rock to Zoolander super easily. College Road Trip, I see a Martin Lawrence right there. Cheetah Girls 2. Sweet Life of Hannah Montana. Fat Albert. Where am I trying to go? I'm trying to go Zoolander. That's right. The Cosby Show, A Look Back. They got to probably update that one for the modern audience, I would say. Now, there's no doubt in my mind that we can go Dr. Dolittle to somebody that was in Zoolander. It's a star-studded cast, man. Are you... Seriously. We have Brian Doyle Murray, Gilbert Gottfried, Paul Rubens, Gary fucking Shandling, John Leguizamo, Albert Brooks, Chris Rock, Norm Macdonald, Jeffrey Tambor, Peter Boyle, Oliver Platt, Ozzie Davis, Eddie Murphy. In Dr. Dolittle, why'd you skip Ellen? Because I fucking don't care about Ellen at all. Just keep swimming. How about you keep treating your workers well and not fostering a toxic workplace where people feel bullied by their superiors? You said Jeffrey Tambor, though? Well, listen, that motherfucker was Hank Kingsley on the Larry Sanders Show, okay? If Ellen was ever the best supporting character in an HBO comedy of all time, then I'd cut her a little bit more slack, okay? Jeffrey Tambor also has Arrested Development on top of that. I'm not saying you have to hand it to him. I'm just saying as a thespian, I'm giving him some credit. She had her own show, though? She had 2 of her own shows, you misogynist. And both of them are ass, although the first one was a little progressive at the time. This is an honest question. Is Douglas Schamberger the guy from the meme where he's looking like this and he's got a tear rolling down his face? No, that's Sal. Okay. I doubt it, though. I know the one. You're the Orson Welles to Tambor's Elia Kazan. Elia Kazan. I know that one. It's the one where Orson Welles is on stage. And someone asks how he feels about Elia Kazan. And he's like, he's the biggest snake that's ever worked in this industry. I hope that he burns in hell for the rest of his life. He is a fine director, though. All-time great clip. 10 times Orson Welles understood the assignment.
Because Elia Kazan is a traitor. He is a man who sold to McCarthy all of his companions
qui a vendu tous ses compagnons à McCarthy.
at a time when he could continue to work in New York
À une époque où il
at
pouvait
high salary.
à une époque où il pouvait continuer à travailler à New York à un très haut salaire.
And having sold all of his people to McCarthy, he then made a film called On the Waterfront, which was a celebration of the informer.
Et sur les quais et qui est une glorification du mouchard.
And therefore, no question which uses him as an example can be answered by me. I have to add that he is a very good director.
Je dois ajouter que c'est un excellent metteur en scène.
Okay. I definitely think you can go Chris Rock to Ben Stiller. Well, you could probably cheat and just go through Amsterdam and every actor on earth was in it. I think there's 20 ways. There's Adam Sandler right there. There's definitely there's probably a faster connection, though, to Zoolander, because we want to connect via David Bowie. What is this, man? This is the most fucked up Photoshop cover I've ever seen. Kings of Comedy USA, Jim Carrey, Adam Sandler, Chris Rock, and Tim Allen. That's a hell of a tape. The best of American stand-up. Oh, man. Where am I going? All the way back to Pootie Tang. All the way back to AI, artificial intelligence. My ass is in Dogma right now. Turn the car around, Miyazaki. I don't want to go back to I'm gonna get you, sucker. Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Salma Hayek, Alan Rickman. I can only conclude one thing, which is that Chris Rock hates Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson. Otherwise, there would have been an overlap at this point. It's the only thing I could assume. I mean, of course you can go the aristocrats, and then surely somebody here was involved. Andy Dick, I hate to do this. Andy Dick, old school, Will Ferrell, Zoolander, David Bowie, The Prestige. I'm sorry. I had to. Total Distance 5, Shortest Possible 2. Raven Simone, Night of 100 Stars 3, Michael Caine. Son of a bitch. Tradle One Shot. Can I tell you something? I'm kind of sick of Tradle, and I'm just being sincere with you. Tradle has been great for learning new countries in the world, but it's kind of lost its luster since every single... Like, you can set your watch to it always being a Caribbean or, like, island South American nation or Pacific island. Like, it's just, they never... It seems very, very, very rare that they have one that is like, oh, Germany. Who would have thought? Instead, it's just like every day is like $6 in exports, and it's all toothpaste caps. And you're like, okay, here we fucking go. Easter Island, 100 kilometers this way. Fucking Christmas Island, 3,000 kilometers this way. Okay, fucking American Samoa. Did you mean Brazil? No, I meant fucking American Samoa, 3,000 kilometers this way. Like, it's just... It's always micro Cuba, exactly. It's never listen, we could say it, 8 people live there. It's never a normal country. It's always some country that, like, they were sailing from Portugal to Japan, and then they, like, bumped into an island on the way, and there were 2 people there, and they were like, guess what? This is now fucking called Emperonia or something like that. And then in 1981, they got their independence, but they're mostly just living their lives over there. And Tradle is like, that's my guy. Book it. That's Thursday. It's never a normal country like the United, it's never a normal country like New Zealand. It's never a normal country like, such as, I gotta think about that one. We'll lead as 2 kings. Like the Maldives, exactly. Chrono Photo. The hell is this, man? This is crazy. Because, like, the cops in England don't even have guns now. So, like, what the hell was happening back then? It's the Penguin. Look at this dude. What is he wearing, man? He's got his Winston Churchill. That might literally be Winston Churchill. I was going to say this Winston Churchill ass dude right here, but that is like Winston Churchill's face. Pre-Second World War. Probably could have told you that based on the cloaks. I'm going to say this is 13 years earlier. This is 1927. It's 1911. Holy cow. This is fucking... I don't want to be here. Let's just put it that way. I'm going to say, for me personally, this is Berlin getting ready for not having a good time. I'm going to say this is 1945. It's 1961. They were still rocking. The mustache got canceled immediately. I would have thought that the garb would also have been canceled. I would think they'd be rocking like a different fashion style. This dude is still rocking the Carl Donuts. It's 1961, bro. It's Hugo Boss. You can't just throw it out. Uniforms are expensive. It's a drop in the bucket, man. You're in the Reconstruction. This was popular in Germany until like the 1980s. Really? People were still rocking the Albert Speer? It's a great look. I really hate to say it. This is a great look. But like, you know, you might think the mustache looks good. That doesn't mean you can keep wearing it, you know? Sometimes you just gotta shave it off like in solidarity. This is 1991. Oh, 1989. Oh, I should have remembered. Yo, my people! It's crazy that I've been in the industry for so long that this almost is part of my career, but it's not. It's like 7 years before I got started. Xbox puts its '01 or later. Magazines still exist, so that puts it like before 2010. For example, Electronic Gaming Monthly still exists. I mean, you're going to make me do it, aren't you? It's literally all dudes. Like, I am scanning, and that's fine, but like, it is really funny. I am scanning for a single woman, and hey, where's Morpheus, brother? For $1, name a woman. A woman. Actually, we should stop looking, because if we find the woman, it's probably going to be a booth babe. How much do clothes cost in the Matrix? Anyway, okay, I see a Dragon Quest game. I see a woman! I'm going to say this is 05. No, because the Xbox 360 came out in 05. This is probably 03. 01! Wow! Holy. This is Roger Moore. Or me when I'm watching James Bond, as I call him. Maybe he could Roger a little bit less. He is at the 39th Annual Academy Awards, for which he was not nominated for any. He took his mom to the prom. Lol, he took his mom to the prom. That's Dick Van Dyke? Wait. Jay, you're absolutely right. That's Chim Chimery himself. That is Dick Van Dyke. Looks like he's about to call me something. I don't know what it is, but holy, look at this hairstyle, man. The bee. these turn of the century ass insults people are putting in chat. Okay, banana breath. What'd you have for lunch? A banana? This is Hollywood, California, if I had to guess. Hey, no disrespect. I know we've been going off a little bit on Los Angeles lately for having no public transit and no centralized place in the city where all the good stuff is, unlike most cities. Most cities will be like, hey, you want good Vietnamese food? Go to this place. You know, go down Kingsway. You want good Chinese food? Head down to Richmond. You want good Korean food? Somewhere in Burquitlam. You want good sushi? I mean, it's all over. LA is like, there's 100 amazing restaurants. They're all 25 minutes away from each other by car. But say what you will about Los Angeles, at least that shit was not Hollywood. I went to a media event in Hollywood once. It was like 2 blocks away from the Walk of Fame. And my ass went on the Walk of Fame, and I was like, this is one of the worst places I've been in my entire life, I think. Hollywood is LA, though? Well, it's fucking, there it is. I guess it is. It'll always be the Grauman's Chinese Theater to me. Hey, NL, Hollywood. There's nothing wrong with Hollywood. They got a Dave & Buster's out there and the Wax Museum. And then it says 1963. I'm going to move it 1 year. 1967. Santa Monica. That's fine. I'll take 9100. Me and the lads playing Red Rover. I don't get the Wax Museum. Listen, I've never been to a wax museum, but it does seem like the craziest possible tourist attraction. I'm sorry, there's no way to... I just hope you find this funny, because it's very rude. How much of bumfuck nowhere do you need to have grown up in order to be like, let's go into this place? They have sculptures that look like people we've seen on TV. It's not even the people themselves. It's like candle recreations of people that you've seen in movies and television. Like it's just weird. Check it out. Here's like an inanimate object that kind of looks like Michael Jackson. Is art? Well, I mean, I'm not going to go for your throat if you go to the art gallery or something like that, but like, they're not going to the art gallery. They're walking into some shit that's like, holy cow, that's Bruno Mars, I think. Like, before pictures existed, and I guess you'd be like, if you only heard their voice on the radio, you'd be like, holy cow, I didn't know that's what Steve Allen looked like. That's what the president looks like? Oh my God! But nowadays, you're like, what? My dad and I would always go to the Wax Museum in New York City to try to dunk on the Yao Ming. Okay, that's pretty funny, honestly. I support that. Now, if I was in a city that had a wax museum and Kate was like, do you want to go to the wax museum? I'd be like, hell yeah. Let's go see some fucked up sculptures. This is exactly the same. This is London, 1962. Also known as Amsterdam, 1972. Stop the Kindermoord. I think that's like an is it over for me? I think I know what that means. A campaign group in the Netherlands protesting for safer infrastructure at a dangerous junction. I support that. Out-of-state travelers quarantine 14 days. Sorry, that's... Shit drives me crazy. I know we're still living in this era. I got nothing against the regulations, okay? Just my current flavoring, if I had to tell you what the dominant flavor of the 2020s is, please wash your hands for 20 seconds. You must wash your hands for 20 seconds with scalding hot water in order to prevent the flow of disease. Meanwhile, the sink has 2 dribbles of water that come out. And I'm like, why is the sink so fucking slow? Please think of the environment. We here at Yum Brands have signed a pledge to minimize our water usage simultaneously. And so I'm like, 20 seconds is like 3 drops of water. And then I'm like, and then I go to the paper towel dispenser. I get 1 little postage stamp. Meanwhile, Colonel Sanders' great-great-great-grandniece is flying over my head in her own Boeing 747. I'm just saying, you got to pick one, okay? You got to pick whether we're washing our hands for 20 seconds, vigorously getting under the nails, et cetera, or you got to choose your green initiative. You can't have them both at the same time. You got to advertise one or the other. Maybe we could stop using water to wash our hands. Why don't you isn't soda really cheap? Couldn't we be washing our hands in like Coke Zero or something? I'm already at the KFC. I know doesn't it take like 2 drops of soda to make 2 liters of soda? Also, I have a hot take for you. I had half of a real Coca-Cola last night because my wife got one from the Korean fried chicken place. She said, I can't drink all of one. Let's split it. I said, okay. I hit you with something crazy. It's good. Don't get me wrong. I'm a supporter of Coca-Cola as one of mankind's greatest inventions. Coke Zero tastes a little bit better than regular Coke, at least regular corn syrup Coke. The regular Coke, and I like this flavor, but I'm just throwing it out here, has a little metallic taste in it somewhere. Almost as if in the vat 100 years ago, like someone threw a handful of change in, and we've just been tasting pennies with every can and bottle since. The Coke Zero does not have the penny taste, and I prefer to not have it. I like them. I like a Coke Zero. I like a Coke. I like a Diet Coke. Of the 3 of them, I think that Coke Zero is the best. Zero has 33% more caffeine. Okay, as long as we're going through insane takes today, even the Coca-Cola that has caffeine in it has no caffeine in it. No amount of caffeine that is less than a teacup of green tea is real. Cup of coffee? Sure. A cup of tea? Sure. A can of Coke? No. If someone is like, I can't have a can of Coke after 2 p.m. or I won't get any sleep, live your life, but you are from weak stock and you will not survive the harsh winter. My personal opinion is that it is too small of an amount of caffeine to be perceptible to the average person. The average adult, at least. Now, if you're drinking 8 cans of Coke a day, maybe it adds up, okay? There is no way a can of Coke has as much caffeine as a cup of espresso. I don't buy it, man. 1 can is 34 milligrams, okay? And a shot of espresso. What's a shot of espresso? 80, 64, 60 to 80, 70 to 120, 64 milligrams. It takes 2 Cokes to equal 1 espresso, man. Don't just come here lying. Meanwhile, the entire country of Italy has like 4 espressos for dessert after they eat dinner at 10 p.m. And you're like, I can't have half a can of Coca-Cola with my bacon cheeseburger and french fries at 1 p.m. or I'm not going to be able to get any shut-eye tonight? What the hell are you talking about? Their economy's in the toilet? I don't know if that's the espresso's fault. I do love that tweet, though. That's like, it was like European. I don't get it. I know Americans, and I don't think they're that much more productive than us. And then it's like American while listening to something called Tony Stark's motivation playlist on Spotify, skipping lunch to send 12 emails and hasn't been to the doctor in 2 years. Yeah, I don't get it either. Anyway, I don't know. What were we talking about here? New York. Your greatest city in the world, baby. We talk about how insane it is to quarantine for 14 days. Listen, we didn't know what the fuck we were doing back then. I'm cutting people some slack. It started to fall apart a little bit in like the end of 2022 when we tried to fly to San Diego because we were taking a cruise in San Diego, and they were like, oh, all travelers who aren't fully vaxxed have to quarantine for 14 days when they go to America. And I was like, well, my daughter is 2 years old. She can't be fully vaxxed. And they're like, sorry, them's the breaks. Then we Googled it and we realized that that's only for flying. But if you drive across the border, there's no requirement like that. And then if you fly from America to America, there's no requirement like that. So we're like, okay, you made the fucking rules. So we drove to the US instead. And they were like, have a good time. And then we flew from Seattle to San Diego instead. And everyone was like, welcome to your trip. Doesn't make any fucking sense, man. Drives me crazy. But then I got to fly out of Painfield Airport, so it was like all worth it. I'm going to say you're next to the AMC Empire 25. You're right, they shouldn't have let you fly. Hey. Only Americans with COVID should be allowed to get on this cruise ship, okay? This is America. All you other fuckers from the rest of the world with COVID, stay out. We don't want your COVID. We only want to spread our COVID amongst ourselves. I know this doesn't make sense because this is the Atlantic Ocean, but in my head, this is New York and this is New Jersey, which makes, I know it doesn't make sense, but it's like New Jersey, to me, it doesn't feel like it's more interior than New York City. It feels like it's more exterior. A lot of people, listen, some people are saying that's insane. But some people are like, I've also always thought the same thing. Finally, someone gets it. It's just interesting, man. I'm just saying it's interesting. I don't know. I'm going to guess this was 2020. You got it spot on. That's a tough one. This is a Minecraft ass house. This is my house in Minecraft. I just got to be honest with you. No disrespect. It's my fucking handiwork. And there's a dirt path to the door. I'm sorry, I can't not laugh. That roof looks like it gets hot as fuck, man. I can't. That shit looks like it's searing, man. Okay, so it's in Chunchula, Alabama. You can see it's got a nice mat. It's got a little bit of like a modern farmhouse type thing going on. I'll take you up to 225. Single family home. It looks fine on the inside as long as you're like below average height, which I am, but I'm not sure if I would feel comfortable. I guess you could just sit down a lot. I have 270,000 maybe.
Cha-ching.
Whoa, it scared the shit out of me, man. Oh my God, I almost had a heart attack. Oh. I know we did this bit yesterday, I got served, I'm sorry, librarian, if you go looking for this. I got served like another tweet by a tech bro. This shit is driving me crazy. My name is, Bill Bluecheck. I sold a Facebook middleware at the height of the zero interest rate phenomenon for $200 million, and now I don't know what to do with my time. So I clicked on the dude's profile, and it was like, it was a snapshot of like the dude's Apple Fitness for the day. He's like 50 years old. And it was like, I had a productive Labor Day. I had a 40-minute Zoom call, and I took 10,000 steps. Also started my day with like branch chain amino acids. I'm like, listen, old ass, who cares? Who asked? You're still tweeting like that? No, it isn't even the younger guy. He's just like the guy who's getting transfusions of his own blood. It's just a guy who's trying to sell courses on like how to become, a startup automaton. This dude's literally like, check out how good my Monday was. I took like 9,000 steps and had a meeting. Who fucking cares, man? The shit that nobody cares about, you're supposed to tell to your spouse, and they legally have to go, oh, that's nice. And then you just get it out there, and you don't bore anybody else with it. It's insane to me. I'm not one of those people who's like, because I've said this before. I've said, like, if I had Elon Musk money, you would never hear from me again. That's not true. I think you would hear from me slightly less than you do right now. If I had $500 billion, I think I would tweet approximately the same amount, maybe a little less. I'm always losing my mind when I see that someone's like, I made an exit from my Y Combinator backed startup when I was 21 years old. And I'm like, now look at you, dumbass. You got like a 9-figure net worth and you're posting garbage just like the rest of us. Like, doesn't that make you even sadder than the average person? That your ass is at like the Fat Duck, Le Cordon Bleu. You're eating some fucking dessert is like one perfectly grown strawberry that's $100. It was grown in a hydroponic, zero-G environment on board the International Space Station. It was shaved with a fucking straight razor blade by the best barber in San Francisco. And you're like, nom, 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 nom. Today I had a good day. I don't drink coffee anymore. Everybody drinking coffee is doing it wrong. What is wrong with you, motherfucker? You're rich. Go away. You won. You're killing the American dream by proving that money doesn't make you happy. Can you stop that? Because that's like a really motivating thing for a lot of people. It's like, when I get the money, then I'll be happy. Then they see your ass out here that's like worth $250 million and has the audacity to be like, I'm still searching for the meaning of life. And I think I'm going to find it in ayahuasca or fucking deadlifting. Bro, just go away, okay? You're scaring the hoes. Am I crazy to think it's Tage Thompson? Or did Tage Thompson not ever play a game for the Blues? Oh! And then Montreal and Buffalo. Briere. I feel like it's got to be Briere. Briere must have played for Montreal. 9 out of 9, baby. 9 out of 9. This dude is 16. Tage Thompson? Yes, he's 16. 16 feet tall. And fucking your bitch. I'm sorry. He's not 16, okay? And he's pretty good at... Okay, he does look 16 in the picture. What do you say fuck me for? Daniel Briere, I just realized Daniel Briere looks like someone. James McAvoy. Yeah, okay. I think it might be James McAvoy. Oh, Ryan from The Office. Yeah, okay. BJ Novak. I see that. Gilbert Perrault looks like Norwegian Markiplier. Zut alors, Freddy. From 5 Nuits dans la Maison de Freddy. That's not Norwegian. That is horrible French. I tell you, French kind of pisses me off a little bit. It's called Kentucky Fried Chicken. Why is it that when we get a French chain restaurant, they don't change that shit to like good bread? It's still, oh, it's au bon pain, au bon pain. Zona masuna malima masu. Like that's, they keep running au bon pain over here. Meanwhile, in Quebec, it's Poulet de Frite Kentucky. They couldn't just call it KFC. It's called KFC in France. Don't lump us in with Quebec. Okay, well, I got a bone to pick with you, Quebec. Drive across the border. You're like, oh, I really want some fried chicken, but all I see is this place called PFK. Oh, I guess I'll go to Yves Saint Hubert instead. I will say, I hope he pans out. He's only been in the league for like 2 years, 3 years. But Vasily Podkolzin picked 9th overall for the Vancouver Canucks. He does look like he'll be taking his talents to kick. Like, he doesn't look like a Twitch streamer. He looks like a kick streamer. I don't know how to explain the elements that make that a reality, but looks like I would see a tweet that's like, Vasily has broken the record for most concurrent viewers at one time on a stream in January. And I'd be like, who? And they'd be like, oh, he's a kick streamer. And I'd be like, oh, a kick streamer. A kick streamer. That's why I don't know them. Don't insult them, man. I didn't say Rumble. Hey, Meat Puddles, thanks for the gifted subscription. End the nightmares. Appreciate it. Me when I'm Joss Whedon posting. Thanks for the gifted subscriptions and for those nightmares. He's right behind me, isn't he? Anyway, enjoy the rest of your evening. I'll see you tomorrow. See ya. See ya. See ya.
Also, I think I vaguely heard Ryan talking about the space station hypersleep theory, and he did not tell the whole story. And the chat went, huh, on me, and they thought I was crazy. Well, the reason why, here, let me clear my name. The reason why I said you should wake me up once Luna is my age, because if we were to be both awakened, then she will die alone. Like, Ryan and I will die about the same age, or we won't, I mean, when we die, we won't be alone, right? Just because we will have our daughter. But Luna will die alone. So I said, wake me up when Luna is about my age, so that we'll die about the same time. So she won't die alone. Because dying alone gotta be so sad. That was the only reason why I said it. It's not that... And I don't know why he keeps saying, okay, old ass. What was it? He said, okay, go back to your room now or something. He said, I'm gonna be so old you're not even gonna look at me or something like that. Yeah, bye, old ass. I don't know why he keeps saying that. I would never say that. Because it started with Ryan waking up from the hypersleep, but to get to the destination it will take us 300 years. So before everyone wakes up in this space station, we will all die if you were to wake up from a hypersleep. But in order to put back to the hypersleep, you need someone else. So you need a second person to put you into hypersleep. So Ryan first said, that's okay, I'll just wake up by myself and die by myself. He said if things gets too hard, then I just gotta wake you both up. And I said, wait, why are you waking our daughter up? And then he said, well, you and me, we're gonna die of old age. Then when our daughter wakes up from hypersleep, she's gonna be orphaned. That's messed up. I'm like, okay, that's fair. If you want to wake me up, then you gotta wake her up too. It's not just it cannot just be me. And then the story started, and I said, okay, you can wake me up, but just wait until Luna is about my age, and then wake me up so that you won't be alone and she won't be alone when she's about the age to die. Because then me and Luna will be about the same age. And Ryan said, that's messed up. And I'm like, that's not messed up. I think dying alone is messed up. And I said, If I wake up, I'm not even gonna think twice. I'm waking Ryan up ASAP. I won't be able to die alone in this space station by myself. I'm waking Ryan up and we have to die together. I'm sorry. I'm waking you up. Thank you, Watanabe, for the gifties. Thank you, thank you. If there are enough people, you can all rotate so that no one dies and you just lose like a year or two. It's not that you can just rotate and just put back to hypersleep and then you put the other person and vice versa. It's just one pod. One pod of... one extra pod. But in order to go back to the hypersleep, you need the second person. It's not that, oh, I solved the puzzle, wake everyone up, and then you rotate. I would rather live 60 years on a sick ship with my family than spend 60 years farming on Mars too and living in a cave. What do you mean? Farming on a Mars too and living in a cave? Imagine maybe we already purchased a house on the Mars and we already purchased the furniture delivery and everything. House on Mars, I can't. What do you mean? It's the theory of like the colonization, and then we colonized, and in this little bubble we bought this little unit or something. Not an actual, you know, house that you would see here, but in like the bubble thing. Wake everyone up, then you're just vibing together. No, that's so terrible that no one in this spaceship will make it onto the new planet. Because it takes 300 years to get there, and hypersleep is the only thing that will carry the human to the planet. If I wake everyone up, they're gonna get so fucking pissed. You know what's gonna happen if I wake up everyone up? They're gonna be saying, okay, who woke us up? And I won't say anything. And then they're going to try to find me, and they're gonna rat other people out, and then go, oh, that guy looks a little sus. Let's check his criminal record or something. And it's just gonna turn into like a murder festival. I don't even know who's building the houses on the earth. Robots, obviously, dude. They'll get over it, wake everyone up, it's always right. No way! Then you ruined humanity. We're going to the next planet to sustain the human life. That's frigged up. That's the most frigged up. That is the worst ending. True bad ending. Their future generations will get the planet. It doesn't work like that. On the space station, there's a limited amount of resources. It's not there to breathe human for generations and have enough food for it. It's meant to have everyone in hibernation or like hypersleep, and then nobody eats or shitting or anything until 300 years, and when the space station is about to approach the planet, it wakes everyone up. They can like eat food and then live in the space station until the planet is ready to be livable. And then they go. That's the idea. You can't cheat the system, man. There's no way out. There's no different way out on this. You haven't seen the movies? The movie, I guess. I honestly forgot what that movie was called. We watched it, Ryan and I, we watched it in the movie theater, and I said that movie sucked, and then Ryan said that movie sucked. I'm like, okay. We're on the same page. I really hated the fact that they were like, oh my gosh, there's nothing else to do. So they went to the seed storage in the space station, and then they planted a tree inside of the space station, and there was a huge ass tree growing inside of the space station. How crazy and stupid are they to just do that? To stop at the space gas station? There is no space gas station. There is no pit stop. Space 7-Eleven. Arrgh! I told you to go before we left. So true. So true. You know, it's really funny. Before we leave to go anywhere, Ryan and Ryan's family their DNA is to use bathroom before we leave. It doesn't matter if it's gonna be 2-minute trip outside to just pick up something. It's just if they are required to step outside of the front door, they have to use the toilet. And it made me laugh because I had this crazy idea. If Ryan had a huge family, like if Ryan's parents had 6 kids or 7 kids, they will all be like, okay, we gotta go. Okay, I'll use the bathroom. And then there will be a line of kids just rotating in and out of using the bathroom. But then by the time when everyone uses the bathroom, the first person who used the bathroom have to use the bathroom. So it's just endless of circle of just people going like, oh, I just gotta use the bathroom. So it would just take 30 years for this imaginary Ryan's family to leave outside. And then if they were to say, oh, why are you so late? You were supposed to be here 3 hours ago. Their excuse is, oh, we were just trying to use bathroom before we leave. It's just so funny because sometimes they would just, I don't know, it's just a minute or two to get coffee. And usually if I have to step outside of the front door for a minute or two to get a coffee around the corner and then come right back, I don't particularly have to use the bathroom. I'll just go get the coffee and come back. The bathroom, like, oh my gosh, before I leave I have to use the bathroom, it's not hard coded, I guess. So it just is so funny. I think it was on Sunday or Saturday. We were leaving the house. Ryan goes, I gotta use the bathroom. I said, okay. And then after Ryan was done, I actually had to use the bathroom. So I used the bathroom and I said, okay, now we are ready to go. And then Ryan said, okay, before we go, I'm gonna use the bathroom again. And I said, it has been 3 minutes. You have to use the bathroom again? And then he said, yeah. And I'm like, what? This is crazy. I think if there is what was the what is that game? The Edge Runner, the game that the Edge Runner is based on. Any body modular that Ryan might want would be XL size bladder. Yeah, the cyberpunk. XL size bladder, dude. Decreasing bladder size by 7%. Oh, that's pretty good. That's good. That's a good stuff. Increasing bladder size by 7%. But I have seen when Ryan's parents are here and we have to go outside for something. I said, okay, let's go outside. And Ryan said, okay, I'll just use the bathroom real quick. After Ryan, you'll be her mom. She'll go, okay, I'll use the bathroom next. And after his mom, then it's his dad. And then when his dad finishes, Ryan goes again. And I'm like, I will never leave the house. I will never be able to leave the house. It's just a piss circle. Oh, guys, we're just going outside to get something like a coffee. It's not like we're gonna stay outside for 20 hours. I put my kidney up against anyone's. I bet my kidney, I'm not saying my kidney is better than yours, but I think my kidney is better than yours. Judging by you drink more, I drink less. That's already a huge +2 on my kidney. When we're talking about pissing and now you go alternate solution, you wake someone up and you go straight back to your pod and act like you were just woken up randomly. Excuse me? We already moved on. We're on piss talk. Get on with the class.
My wife's got she's got a yellow moon on Discord. What am I supposed to do? Saw it and then I saw it say. yellow moon means she's away. None of you stand so tall. Yellow moon means no Discord call. It's a yellow moon. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Yellow, yellow, yellow moon.